An elite black ops team spots a busload of children arriving at a compound which happens to be the target of an airstrike. Although they are sent to Bolivia for a search and destroy mission against a drug lord named Fatil. The losers attempt to call off the airstrike to save the children who are being used as drug mules, but to no avail. With only 8 minutes until the strike, the losers enter the compound and sporadic shootings begins as they attempt to rescue the children. Their vehicle is destroyed, but they manage to get 24 out of the 25 children, hustling them back into the school bus. Fadil hangs on to the 25th child, and Clay is forced to shoot him, then rescues the young boy.
You stop for coffee in there? Target acquired and locked. Be advised.
The losers and the children speed as fast as that bus will carry them. They call for a helicopter to come execute their pre-planned extraction.
My favorite part was not enough room for your team and them. Venga.
Knowing that the attack was meant to kill them, the losers fake their deaths by tossing their dog tags into the fire of the crashed helicopter.
5 Bolivian children who were killed.
That's supposed to be us.
The losers are an elite Black Ops team of United States Special Forces operatives, led by Lieutenant Colonel Franklin Clay, Operational Control. The rest of the team consists of Captain William Roque, Demo and Tactical, Sergeant Linwood Porteous, Transport and Heavy Weapons, Captain Jake Jensen, Comms and Tech, and Sergeant Carlos Alvarez, Long Range Eliminations. 4 months later, Clay finds himself being observed and followed by Aisha Al-Fadil, a mysterious woman who proves to possess many unique capabilities. She at first seduces Clay, then tries to kill him in hand-to-hand combat. As they achieve a standoff in their fight, Aisha offers Clay the chance to find and kill Max, against whom she also wants revenge, but she doesn't say why. She tells him she can provide all of the information, weapons, and other items the team will need.
So, she wanted to meet in the cemetery.
I have the power to get you guys back in the U.S.
We are waging a war against the Central Intelligence Agency.
In 97 hours, Max will be in Miami. You have a better shot at kidnapping the president.
Aisha then arranges for the losers to return to the United States, New Mexico. They hijack a military helicopter after using a military radio to call in a fake accident between a military vehicle, theirs, and a semi-truck on a remote road. They use a shoulder-fired missile to send the helicopter's GPS transponder way off into another area code, then fly the helicopter to a warehouse and give it a new coat of paint. We first meet Max when he is in Dubai attempting to force a deal with some Indian engineers or government officials for seismic nukes, weapons that can cause an entire area to implode on itself but without any radioactive fallout. One of the other men present promptly decided that they would be more than willing and able to work with Max in acquiring some snooks. The team learns that Max often travels in a heavily guarded multi-vehicle convoy, with himself situated inside an armored truck. Cougar shoots the wheels of the lead vehicle, causing it to crash and block further movement. The convoy stops, then Roque detonates an explosive device he had earlier. Pooch and Aisha then swoop in with the newly painted and outfitted military chopper, carrying a huge magnet that they attach to the top of Max's armored truck. Jensen, working from the sidewalk and disguised as a hot dog vendor, fires a metal device that secures the back doors of the armored truck. As the helicopter lifts and carries away the armored truck, Wade grabs the controls of a .50 caliber machine gun and tries to bring down the chopper. He hits it, but Pooch is able to maintain control and fly out of range. The guards prove to have been escorting only a small box containing an external computer hard drive made by the Goliath mega firm. The team becomes furious with Aisha for double-crossing them. Tempers flare and Aisha is nearly killed on the spot by Roque.
Yeah, I was there.
Aisha hurriedly explains that the hard drive contains information that is critical to whatever it is Max is doing at the time. Captain Jensen attempts to read the hard drive, but it's encrypted.
It's a hard drive.
He says it would require access to a Goliath system computer to be able to read what's on the drive. Jensen poses as an in-house computer tech and manages to gain temporary access to one of the human resource manager's computers at Goliath.
This is Anderson.
Jensen downloads the encryption key Goliath uses, but is soon confronted by an armed security guard.
What do you know about deep space tachyons?
These guys survived?
And they have my drive. Get me an 18-man fire team in 12 hours.
Back at the base, they find out that the hard drive is a kind of electronic credit card that holds all of Max's illicit funds, $400 million at the time, which he received for selling the snooks to international terrorists. A list of frequent IP addresses are listed, including one that had been used frequently and which was traced to the Los Angeles International Port of Entry. Jensen later reads more of what he finds on the hard drive. It notes that the loser's mission in Bolivia was a cover, so Max could steal Fadil's drug money. Furthermore, he was able to locate the destination of that missing $4 million.
Wow.
It was paid to the daughter of the drug lord Fadil, a woman named Aisha. It turns out that Aisha had needed the losers to help her take revenge for her father and reclaim the money Max stole from him. She apparently didn't know her father was a drug lord. When she learned from Clay, during their pillow talk, that he and his team had targeted the compound for a hit, then called off the hit to rescue some children, and that Fadil had been killed during their attack, she began to wonder if it was Clay that had killed her father. The colonel gives the team members orders to go home and protect their family members, whose identities were known to Aisha. Each of the losers in turn decide that they will continue on and help the colonel try to take down Max. Meanwhile, the Indian engineers have regained some of their bravado to challenge Max, and they demand $1 billion in exchange for providing Max with some snooks. He agrees to the demand and determines he can get the money from the CIA's coffers somehow. The losers proceed with their attack on Max's base. Cougar takes out a sentry who had spotted Jensen as he was scaling the pier hangar building. Once safely inside, Jensen opens the doors for Clay and Roque, then heads for the main computer room. Clay observes large pallets of US currency and immediately suspects something is not right. Roque clubs him from behind. When Clay regains consciousness, Max and Travis are making arrangements to exchange that container full of money for 4 of the so-called snooks and a Ducati motorcycle. Max suddenly changes the terms of the deal and tells the Indian engineers that he'll be keeping both the money and the snooks. Clay witnesses the rest of his team members now in custody, all captured based on the information provided by Roque. He learns of Max's plan to frame him and his team for a major theft of CIA money. As Clay is being driven away in a car, Cougar, Pooch, and Jensen are being lined up to be executed. As the shooter turns to look, he sees Aisha fire an RPG that explodes nearby. In the heat of the ensuing battle, Aisha gets the drop on Clay and forces him to admit that it was he who killed Aisha's father.
Let's go get Max.
Roque supervises the loading of the money on Max's jet plane, but as the losers are gaining the upper hand in the battle around him, he decides to try and escape with the money.
Clear to take off. Get us out of here.
Okay, all right.
What's the matter? Crappy reception?
Shoot.
Seeing you soon, Max.
This is Falcon Recaps. Thanks for watching.
Change.